Hello. The graph you can see shows more than 330 voting intention polls in Britain in 2012. The red line signifies Labour, and of course the blue line signifies the Conservative Party. At the beginning of the year you could see that Labour averaging just shy of 40% in the polls, and the Tory Party averaging just above 38% were pretty much neck and neck for at least the first month. The NHS campaign and the omni-shambles budget changed that to a large extent, and also one could argue the impact of the cuts beginning to be felt. And really within a couple of months, certainly to April, the Conservative Party had slipped to 31% in the polls, and Labour had climbed to 42%, opening up something like an 11% lead. That pretty much stayed relatively constant throughout the year, with really one or two small changes. The Conservative Party's 31% figure marked a low point for them, and they made a gradual recovery, averaging 32-33% for a number of months. But that has fallen away again towards the end of winter, the end of 2012, as UKIP have made a little bit of a resurgence. UKIP's climb has also, you could argue, affected Labour's vote, because Labour, averaging more than 42%, have now slipped back to something more like a 41% in the polls. So really you can see the UKIP effect draining both parties towards the end of the year. Labour's high point in the year was a 46% figure recorded in an Ipsos Mori poll, and that marks a high point from the Iraq War, and something really that pollsters will begin to look for as evidence that Labour is beginning to put its Iraq War legacy behind it. Arguably still a long way to go, but some signs that it's beginning to happen. With regards to the Tories' 30-33% figures for much of the year, a lot of people would agree that it's not yet at the crisis stage where they can rule out any chances of winning the next election. Parties have recovered from 30-33%, and in fact, if you can remember 2009, Labour's figure was much lower, in the low 20s. So the Conservative Party will not be in total despair at this stage. Of course, a large amount of that will be dependent upon the UKIP vote ebbing away again as we head into 2013. But thank you for listening.